Imagine a vast battlefield, dust rising in the air. On one side stands the American M1 Abrams, a steel giant weighing over 62 tons, towering nearly 5 meters high, its 1,500 horsepower gas turbine engine roaring like a jet. On the other side, the Russian T-90, much smaller at around 46 to 48 tons, less than 3 meters tall, with a 1,000 to 1,130 horsepower diesel engine growling steadily. It's like a heavyweight boxer from Las Vegas facing a lean, wiry Sambo fighter from Moscow. Different builds, different styles, both dangerous in their own way. The M1 Abrams first rolled out in 1980, with over 10,000 built. Its armor is legendary, Chobham composite reinforced with depleted uranium in later models, offering the equivalent of 900 to 1,200 mm of rolled steel protection on the front. Its 120mm smoothbore M256 gun, firing APFSDS rounds at muzzle velocities of about 1,150 mph, can punch through more than 600-700 mm of armor at 2 km. Paired with advanced fire control computers, thermal imagers, and sometimes active protection systems, the Abrams is built to spot first and shoot first. The catch? It drinks fuel like an aircraft, about 5 liters per kilometer, meaning every day in the field requires a convoy of fuel trucks just to keep it moving. The Russian T-90, entering service in 1992, represents a different philosophy. With about 3,000 built, it's essentially the most refined descendant of the T-72. At 46 tons, it's lighter, lower, and much harder to spot on a flat horizon. Its 125mm 2A46M smoothbore gun can fire not just shells, but also the 9M119 reflex anti-tank missile through the barrel, reaching targets up to 5 kilometers away. Protection comes from Contact 5 or Relict explosive reactive armor, giving about 700 to 800 mm RHA equivalents on the front arc. Unlike the Abrams, the T-90 is more fuel efficient and easier to maintain in the field. But its autoloader stores rounds under the crew compartment. If penetrated, the entire ammo carousel can explode, blowing the turret sky high, a weakness tankers grimly call the jack-in-the-box effect. Now, what happens when they meet? In the first scenario, open plains, daylight, the Abrams dominates. Its superior optics and fire control system mean it can detect and engage the T-90 from 2 to 3 km away. With depleted uranium rounds, it can pierce the T-90's armor even from the front. The T-90's lower silhouette makes it harder to spot, but without cover, it struggles against the Abrams' standoff firepower. In the second scenario, urban streets or dense forests, the fight flips. The Abrams, nearly 10 meters long and 7 meters wide, becomes a lumbering giant in alleys. The smaller, more agile T-90 can weave through tighter spaces, set ambushes, and use infantry-carried ATGMs from rooftops or tree lines. In such close quarters, the Abrams' technological edge shrinks, while the T-90's nimbleness shines. The third scenario is a prolonged campaign. Here, logistics become king. The Abrams gas turbine devours thousands of liters of fuel every day. Without a robust supply chain, it risks becoming an immobile fortress. The T-90, cheaper, easier to repair, and more fuel efficient, can keep fighting longer in austere conditions. Abrams excels in short, decisive battles where supply lines are secure. The T-90 thrives in wars of attrition. When you look at the numbers side by side, the contrast is striking. Abrams, 62 tons, 1,500 HP turbine, 120mm gun, 900 1,200mm armor equivalent, $8 to $9 million per unit. T-90, 46-48 tons, 1,000 plus HP diesel, 125mm gun capable of firing missiles, 700, 800 millimeter armor equivalent, $2. 5 to 3. 5 million per unit. In other words, for the cost of one Abrams, you could field 2 or even 3 T-90s. So who wins? The Abrams brings unmatched protection, firepower, and advanced systems, but demands a massive logistics tail. The T-90 is lighter, cheaper, more numerous, and perfectly suited for environments where ambush, mobility, and endurance matter. History shows Abrams dominating in the Middle East, where the UK controlled the skies and supplies, while Russian tanks have shown their resilience in rugged, prolonged conflicts like Chechnya. The truth is, there is no absolute king. The Abrams is the champion of open plains with NATO-style support. The T-90 is the scrappy survivor, designed for tough fights with fewer resources. The real question isn't just which tank is stronger, but would you choose fewer, more expensive heavyweights, or a larger number of agile fighters? So, what's your pick? 10 Abrams rolling with supreme firepower, or 20 T-90s swarming with speed and numbers? And if you want, we can take this further. Imagine comparing the F-35 against the ESU-57, or even an aircraft carrier versus a wolf pack of missile boats. Drop your ideas, and that might just be the next battle story we dive into.